So I want to talk about mindfulness because it's one of the key elements to help us stay connected. I just got done with a wonderful class through Harvard on mindfulness and psychotherapy, and it was wonderful because he talked about in the class, Ron Siegel was his name, he talked about in the class how we live our life in a space suit, and we walk around totally disconnected from the world in this space suit. We're not really there. We're not really present. And so he talked about how to take that spacesuit off and start feeling more fully connected to our moments. And so defining mindfulness means paying attention fully to the moment. And so if we're in our past, worried about the past, which we all do, if we're in our future, planning about the future, which we all do, it can sometimes take us out of our present. But at least if we're in the present and we know that we're planning for the future, we're still in our present because we know what our brain is doing. I like the concept, not a machine, because mindfulness, again, helps us to soothe those sharp edges that we talked about earlier. And my example, the client that I used earlier, he wanted his sensitivity and he wanted his openness back. And so he didn't want to be like a machine in the world anymore. He wanted to feel like an alive person. Mindfulness can give you that gift back. Squirrel brain is something that our brain does. Something I call it squirrel brain. Where you go, 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 chat, 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 chat. And so what happens is we get in this trance of the to-do list, where we do, and our to-do list runs us as opposed to us really knowing what that love wisdom is saying inside of us about what's the best next step for us. And so if our to-do list runs us, we want to try to step out of that energy, step out of that mind flow, and find out what's going on in a deeper, quieter space about what's the next thing that's best for us. There'll always be a to-do list. There'll always be more than we can think about to do. So again, our brain's doing its job thinking. And with mindfulness, we learn to see even beyond the mind patterns and the mind flow into this more loving, wise part of ourselves. And learning to trust it, develop a relationship with it. So stillness is a way of cultivating this quality of our present moment mindfulness. And there have been periods in my life where I couldn't be still. Things are too much. There's too much going on. So yoga, walking meditation, eating meditation, those other forms of active meditation, being and doing something that you love, that puts you in your present moment, can be like a meditation. And so those would be good things to use for meditation at the time. But when you can, and if you can, cultivating quietness and stillness and mindfulness is another wonderful way. Concentration is our first step, though. We want to learn to concentrate before we can actually really learn to meditate. Concentration meaning we focus on one thing over and over and over and over. Concentration is like the tree. We see the tree bark. We see the beauty of the tree. We touch the tree. We focus on the tree. We really get to know what's right in front of us. And that's the same within our mind as well. People can concentrate by following the breath. You can concentrate by learning to pick a word to repeat over and over, staring at a candle, bringing the mind back to something to focus. Focus. Once we learn the benefits of focus and concentration, then the gifts of meditation start to expand and we start to be able to see the forest instead of just the tree.